I'm going to pause my character here to go on a little tiny baby rant about writing in games. Because it's very easy to say something like, oh, that character we just spoke to had lines of dialogue, the writer did that. And then you can look at most of the gameplay in Elden Ring and go, there's not a lot of text, there's not a lot of writing in most of the game. Yeah, maybe they're hidden behind item descriptions, but like the moment-to-moment gameplay is combat and exploration and leveling and all these other really fun things. So this game doesn't have that much writing. I've heard this espoused on various forums and social media and so on and so forth. But I want to just stress that a writer is not actually largely writing words. A writer is trying to figure out what the world is and to answer questions and to make decisions about the world that makes it cohesive, such that you can imagine if an artist said, hey, I got some extra free time, I want to make a weapon. They can go to the author, or excuse me, the writer, and the writer can talk about things like, ooh, actually, if you have time, we should make like a stone shield that looks like this, that has extremely large fingerprints from giants, because giants are a core part of our lore. Or the architecture of exactly what is in front of this building. This is not completely arbitrary. Or why is there this weird shadowy thing that appears to be kind of blanketing over this Erd tree? Like, having answers to those allows everyone on the team to make decisions independently. And when you can make decisions independently as a team that are all coherent, then all of a sudden everything starts to feel more connected. It starts to feel more like an actual real world. And so, if you look, there's all these sort of spirit graves that kind of has a theme of death to it. There's these weird, fully black figures and this sort of blackened spirit dog that kind of matches some of the same blackened aesthetic of the Erd tree. I don't know exactly what's happening, but there's a consistency of theme and vibe and communication that is happening. One of the communications happens to be text and words, but all these other things in the game need to communicate. And some of the, I think, weaker games that I have seen, I can point to the lack of a skilled and thorough and rich world and lore that a writer could have developed that would have really brought all of those disparate elements together. I don't know if you ever played a game where it's like this enemy seems like it's from a traditional high fantasy, and then this one seems like it's from horror, and then this enemy seems almost like it's an anime-inspired enemy. And it just feels like there's 3 different enemies that just are from different games. That's like what a lack of a good writer does. And I feel like this game just has such spectacular underlying, not just underlying lore and world building, but use of the underlying lore and world building. But I just want to give a shout out to all writers that have ever worked on a game or interactive product. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff that really makes the game.